हाय, गुड इवनिंग एंड नमस्ते। संडे लाइव सेशंस विद मी स्मृति कालरा। आज है 15 नवंबर, कल 14 नवंबर थी, कल दिवाली थी। सो बिलेटेड हैप्पी दिवाली। वैसे विशेस आर नेवर बिलेटेड, इट्स द इंटेंट, इट्स द फीलिंग दैट मैटर्स, राइट? हैप्पी दिवाली। अब दिवाली है तो आपने मिठाई तो खाई होगी, मैंने तो बहुत चमचम खाई। और हॉलीडे सीजन भी स्टार्ट हो गया है, तो आप वेट पुट ऑन कर लोगे। इट्स कॉल्ड द हॉलीडे वेट एंड दैट इज ओके, इट्स फाइन। खाना खाना चाहिए। अगर आप मिठाइयाँ खा सकते हो और मुंह में पानी आ रहा है उतना सब कुछ खा सकते हो तो बिल्कुल खाओ, बट कहते हैं थोड़ा संतुलन में खाना चाहिए। ज्यादा खा लिया तो क्या, आपको थोड़ा अपना वेट लेवल में लाना है, थोड़ा वेट लॉस करना है, अपने डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम को बैक ऑन ट्रैक लाना है, अपनी बॉडी क्लॉक को वापस लाना है। व्हाट बेटर देन आयुर्वेदा? सो आज का सेशन वेट लॉस थ्रू आयुर्वेदा पार्ट 2। यस, पार्ट 1 में ऑलरेडी सेशन कर चुकी हूँ। इट इज ऑन माई IGTV विद डॉक्टर रेखा। डॉक्टर रेखा इज द 4th जनरेशन आयुर्वेदिक डॉक्टर, मतलब उनके ग्रैंडफादर, ग्रेट ग्रैंडफादर, ग्रेट ग्रेट ग्रैंडफादर भी आयुर्वेदिक डॉक्टर थे, वो भी हैं। वो दुबई बेस्ड है। सो जो पहला वाला सेशन था पार्ट 1 जो IGTV में अवेलेबल है, वेट लॉस थ्रू आयुर्वेदा, उनके साथ मैंने किया था। एंड बिकॉज ऑफ द टेक्निकल इश्यूज, इंस्टाग्राम का कुछ काफी दिक्कत आई थी, सो आई रिक्वेस्टेड हर कि आप प्लीज, आपने जो भी सवाल पूछे थे, ऑल माई इंस्टा फैन, आप प्लीज रिकॉर्ड करके मुझे उन सवालों के जवाब भेज दोगे। एंड शी ऑब्लाइज। सो थैंक यू सो मच डॉक्टर रेखा। सो लेट्स गेट गोइंग। सो द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, जब आप आयुर्वेदिक के डॉक्टर के पास जाते हो तो वो आपको कैसे फिगर आउट करते हैं कि आपका दोषा क्या है? अब दोषा क्या होता है, कैसे फिगर आउट होता है? आप जब पहली बार आयुर्वेदिक डॉक्टर के पास जाते हो, शी इज गोना टेल ऑल ऑफ दैट। सो ओवर टू हर।
Hi Smriti, thank you so much for the lovely introduction. I have all the questions ready in front of me. I will read each one and answer you. The first question is, when a patient comes to you, how do you make the diagnosis? Ayurvedically, traditionally, if anybody goes to any doctor, there will be certain number of questions that are asked, and that's how people make the diagnosis in any system of medicine. According to Ayurveda, we do 3 protocols. One is by looking at the patient, which is called darshana, touching the patient, sparshana, and asking questions, which is prashna. So if you see, the most important part of diagnosis is just by looking at the patient. Second question is dosha. What is dosha? So each and everybody in this world is made up of Pancha Mahabhutas or 5 elements, which are Prithvi, Ap, Tejo, Vayu, Akasha. Earth, water, fire, ether, and air. So these are the 5 elements. So based on the increase and decrease in the amount of these Panchamahabhutas, we have 3 different doshas. So these doshas are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Each person in the world is classified into one of the 7 types of body and mind personalities according to Ayurveda. And these personalities are Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Vata Pitta, Vata Kapha, Pitta Kapha, and Vata Pitta Kapha. That means Tridoshik. If you see, it is very rare to find people who are just Vata, just Pitta, and just Kapha, and it is even rarer to find somebody who is having all 3 doshas together, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So most often, most people in the world fall into either Vata Pitta Prakriti or Pitta Kapha Prakriti or Vata Kapha Prakriti. And it is very easy to identify also such people. Most Ayurvedic doctors do the diagnosis by checking the pulse of the patient or asking questions or looking at them. So now I will tell you more about how these body types work.
ऑल राइट, सो नाउ यू नो कि आपकी प्रकृति क्या है, आपका दोषा क्या है। आप वाता पिता काफा में से क्या है? आप वाता पित्ता हैं, आप काफा पित्ता हैं, आप काफा वाता हैं। कैसे पता चलेगा? क्या कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हैं? क्या आप गुस्से वाले हैं तो क्या आप पित्ता हैं? अगर आपकी ड्राई स्किन है तो क्या आप वाता वाले हैं? व्हाट इज इट, इज माई नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन।
People with Vata constitution are very easy to recognize. They are very thin or lean built. They have mostly dry skin, dry hair, brittle hair. They have tendency to have constipation. They have mostly problems associated with their joints and bones. So these are some of the characteristics of Vata Prakriti. And if you ask me mentally, Vata Prakriti people are all over the place. They are the multitaskers. They are the creative people, but at the same time, always like go kind of an attitude. The second Prakriti is Pitta Prakriti. Pitta Prakriti has more of are people who have, brittle hair, but it will be like reddish color or brownish color. You can see red or brown spots on the skin. You see that their hair is not jet black. They mostly get problems with the digestive system. They mostly have a very well set goals, and they work hard to achieve it, and they are the achievers. They are like fire. They are super passionate, and very much working hard to reach their goals, but at the same time they are always very badly tempered and all those sharp qualities. Now coming to Kapha. Kapha Prakriti people can be correlated to that warm grandmother who is very huggable and very soft and very warm, like that chubby grandmother. So it is like that. Vata Prakriti people are the most loyal people. They are very lazy. They are the people who tend to put on weight. Mostly Kapha Prakriti people are very heavy, and no matter what they eat, everything converts to fat, and they are super heavy. And Kapha Prakriti people are very loving, caring. They take care of others, but they tend to be less active, and they don't like to do exercise. And mostly the disease that they get are the upper respiratory tract diseases and lower respiratory tract diseases, mainly because they have kapha predominance in their body.
ऑल राइट, तो अब हमारे दोषास हमको पता है, हमारी प्रकृति पता है कि हम वाता हैं, पित्ता है, काफा है. कॉम्बिनेशंस यूजुअली होते हैं वाता ज्यादा पित्ता कम, या काफा ज्यादा पित्ता कम, व्हाटएवर द केस बी. हमें अंदाजा लग गया कि हम क्या हैं, विच इज एक्चुअली अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट थिंग इन लाइफ, बिकॉज पूरी जिंदगी निकल जाती है टू नो कि हु आर वी, व्हाट डू वी वांट इन लाइफ. बट राइट नाउ अगर हमें पता चल चुका है कि हमारी प्रकृति क्या है, हमारे क्या दोषा हैं, तो द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, हमें क्या खाना चाहिए. Because 70% of who you are is food. 70% of weight loss is food. So weight loss through Ayurveda, what you should be eating and what you should not be eating. Dr. Rekha will tell us.
So the next question is, weight loss for polycystic ovaries, thyroid and diabetes patients. Weight loss do's and don'ts for them. Okay, according to Ayurveda, all these three mentioned conditions, whether it is polycystic ovaries or hypothyroidism or diabetes, are completely manageable, and more importantly, it is reversible according to Ayurveda with the right kind of food, the right kind of herbs, and good sleep and stress management. If you can follow certain principles like Ayurvedic protocols, you can reverse all these three diseases without any question. I'm not talking about diabetes type 1. Type 2 diabetes is reversible. Should one have dairy? In terms of dairy, I have a different view, because Ayurveda speaks volumes about milk, that milk is a complete food, it's a wholesome food, you can have it every day. But these days we are not getting the right amount, the right quality of milk. I have written a long post on this on my Instagram, so you can read up on that because it is quite extensive. In terms of cow's milk, I don't have a good view on whether it will help you or not. But when I have reduced milk from the diet of my patients with polycystic ovaries and such hormonal disorders, I myself have seen tremendous improvements. So whether you should remove dairy, not remove dairy, whether cows are good, whether we have good amount of milk, this is from my own personal experience. Herbs for menstrual cycle regulation, hormonal imbalance, bloating and constipation. Yes, so if you ask me for menstrual cycle regulation, for hormonal imbalance, for women, if you ask me, my favorite herb is Shatavari. Shatavari is a medicine that you can take from the time a woman reaches her menarche to the time she reaches her menopause. Shatavari is amazing if you're having amenorrhea, that means no menstruation. Oligomenorrhea, when that means you have little menstruation. It is good for people who are trying to conceive. It is good for people who are trying to increase their breast milk. It is good for men who want to increase their sperm count, improve the quality and motility of their sperms. They can have it. It is amazing, but be mindful of the quantity that you take. So always consult a doctor, and the doctor can tell you how exactly you can take this, because Shatavari can cause digestive issues if not given the correct dosage. So Shatavari, if you ask me what is the best form to take it, it is always better if you can take it in the form of a Krita, because Shatavari itself is little difficult to digest. So if you can have it in the form of Krita, it helps with digestion a little bit better. And as soon as you have this 1 tablespoon or 5 ml of Shatavari ghee, just have a little bit of water as anupana, warm water. So this is how you take Shatavari, but always consult a doctor and let the doctor choose the right dosage for you. And most often it shouldn't be more than 5 ml if you're consuming ghee. So the next question is, how many hours of sleep should one get according to Ayurveda? Okay. Sleep is one of the most underrated pillars of health, and having a good sleep is as important as what you put in your body as food, because it is during this time that all your hormones are working. Your immunity is working at that time. So if you don't eat properly, or if you eat too much for dinner, what happens is in the night you may not have good sleep. So if you don't get good sleep, what happens is your hormones, like your fat loss hormone, which is your your fat loss hormone is your human growth hormone. This is disturbed. Your leptin and ghrelin, one is your satiety hormone and the other is your hunger hormone, both are disturbed. So what happens, the next day you feel tired when you wake up, and next day when you're going through the day, you feel that you're craving for sweets more, you crave for more food, your hunger is increased, all these things, and you end up taking the wrong choices in terms of food. And if you don't sleep, don't go to the gym or don't work out the next day, because that creates more disturbance in the body. So Ayurveda suggests that you should sleep good amount. Nidra is as important as any other things. It is one of the 3 main pillars of your health. So always the WHO suggests you should sleep for at least 8 hours every night.